Hey, I'm Evan.
I'm Mike.
Welcome to USSC Stories.
The broken and falling, damned old souls been sent to burn. Nowadays they've been calling, telling me soon gonna be my turn. Head down.
All right, what up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, man? So I kind of want to get on something that's kind of touchy nowadays. I know we already talked about the, you know, uh, racial divide and the submarines and stuff like that, and we talked about our things. But I kind of really want to get into uh, the whole Black Lives Matter, the Antifa, all that stuff,
Okay.
man. So my thing with Black Lives Matter, I support it and I don't support it. You
Okay.
know, I support the Black Lives Matter movement. Yes, Black Lives Matter, but I feel like Black Lives Matter in all spectrums. I feel like Black Lives should matter when cops are killing unarmed black men, and I feel like it should matter when you got people in the neighborhood, people on the streets that's killing other black people too, and that's not making the news. A few months back, there was about 60 odd people in Chicago that got gunned down in a drive-by. That didn't hit the news. That didn't hit the media. Same thing in New York. It was about the same, man. Drive-by, killed a whole bunch of black people, man. Nothing. And then every 2 months, you get an unarmed black person getting shot by a cop. It hit the news, and then the biggest thing to talk about during that time. And I really feel like the media does a disregard for the police, disregard for the black people and everything, because what they'll do is it'd be some crazy scenario. They show the footage of cops shooting a black dude, and then a couple of days later they go up their background history, criminal history, and all this other stuff, and then you just don't really know. Like you're in limbo and stuff, right? But so many people are outraged about the All Lives Matter thing too, though, right? So my thing is like, you saying Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter. If all lives matter, those should be the same. You should be as outraged as seeing the cops killing black people, as you would say, well, cops kill white people too. We'll still have the same outrage and still fight for injustice in the police system. Get those bad ones out so we can make the good ones prevail, man. Now, what's your thoughts on that shit?
Well, starting from where exactly? Because you kind of went on there for a bit. So
my bad.
No, you're good, man. Where do you want me to start here?
So I know. So I'll ask you a question, man. So when I've heard, for Antifa with the riots and everything like that, that's starting up the whole Black Lives Matter riots and movements and stuff like that. What's your outlook on the All Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, and the Antifa thing?
Okay. So out the door, Antifa shouldn't exist. It's I think it's clear to anyone and everyone that they're an organization that creates chaos, and that's what they thrive on. They're the main culprits behind all the riots and shit like that in all these cities. Louisville, it's pretty close to where I live. That whole case with the shooting that happened here not too long ago. Antifa came down, and they tried to start a whole mess there. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad. I know someone else got shot. I think it was a police officer who got shot. As far as the BLM movement, I think it started pure. I think there was a good reason for it. Now, right. I don't agree with it because I think it's corrupt. I think it got infiltrated by opportunists. There's stories of those high-ranking guys in the BLM movement that have been using funds for personal use, and I think that's a big slap in the face to black people in general, if they're taking money, saying it's for a cause, and then they're using it to buy, material things for their own life, um, that's my take on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you got athletes that's saying, we stand, we say a name and we stand by you, can't breathe and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong, man. Seeing it in the media, shit sucks because every black death by the cop is publicized through the media. It's publicized through the media. We've had multiple incidences where there's been no white people that's died the same way, right? But it's not the narrative, man. It's not the narrative. I have a lot of friends that saying, denounce the police or defund the police, whatever like that. But when shit happens, who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters, you the first person you call is police, man. But it's just there's some corrupt police out there. There's some good ones, there's some bad ones, but the media likes to focus on all the bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
And my father-in-law was a cop, my brother was a cop, whatever like that. So I've had conversations with them to where they've said they've been in situations to where they had to draw their guns. Did they shoot? No, because the person that they had the gun drawn on was, smart enough to back the hell down. But there's some instances where, hey, don't run to your car after a cop tell you to stop, and then reach into your car after they told you multiple times to stop. Now, should you have 7 shots in your back? No, you should never have 7 shots in your back, but the consequences for the actions that you chose during that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's no secret that there are bad apples in the police force. That's just going to be a given. Someone's going to get bullied when they're growing up and they want to fucking be Billy Badass and join the police force, and then they think they're God's gift to earth and they want to go kill people, It's unfortunate and they shouldn't belong there and they should get kicked out and sent to jail if some shit happens like that. But I think the majority of police are just normal people like you and me that want to do their job and come home to their families.
Yeah.
They are charged with a very dangerous line of work. And it's like you said, unfortunately, the media does like to, perpetuate a lot of stuff. And it's like I always say, man, people in crowds, they don't think, individuals like to think. People in crowds don't. And in this day and age with all the technology we have, so much access to stuff, it's really easy for the media to just tell you whatever they want and for you to believe it, and not saying everything's false in the media. But they know how to perpetuate anger in people, and it's sad.
And you sent me a video of this black officer that had a run-in with Antifa, where he was interviewing certain people, or some people was asking him questions, and every time they went to go ask him a question, I think when he went to go ask them a question back, somebody from the Antifa took them away and said, "You don't need to answer this question. You don't need to talk to him about this," whatever like that. And it's like, why not?
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It was weird, and it wasn't even like a white person asking the black cop questions. It was a black person asking the cop questions about what's going on. And as soon as they did, he said it was like a white person from Antifa stopping them from answering whatever question.
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous. It's maybe we'll put the link to that video in this video for you guys to see too. But the way he was describing things, he was sitting there, it was peaceful and everything, and sometimes people would come up. He said there's a couple black individuals that would come up to him, Hispanic guys, some Asian people. They would try to approach him and ask him, his opinion on certain things that are going around in the country and in this, day and age. And every time someone would come up to them, someone from Antifa would pretty much tell them, hey, you don't have to talk to him. But it's like you're kind of trying to control how that person is. Like Antifa was trying to control, like, hey, you don't have to talk to him. Well, what if they want to talk to him? They want to hear his point of view. Right. You know, they're trying to control the situation where like they don't want them to know what this officer is actually feeling. They want to put their own narrative on how he should be and stuff like that, you know? Yeah. It's a very interesting video. Maybe I think we really should post a link on here somewhere.
And then I'm not saying that Black lives don't matter because I'm Black, of course. I feel like Black lives matter. I feel like every life should matter. I feel like that everybody should hold everybody accountable for certain things, man. You know, you can't say Black lives matter and then still let people in the community shoot up every motherfucking body, man. Mm-hmm. Like, you gotta love everybody the same way that you would. Like, I just don't get it. It just burns me up to see that. You know, it's just, I don't know. Like, it's that racial divide, man. Like, we've talked about that.
Yeah, it's a sad thing, bro. It really is. It's a really sad thing. I don't know. You know, eventually this country is gonna get out of it. I mean, we are. That's a given. You know, we're gonna move forward. We're gonna make peace. It's gonna happen. I don't know when. I don't know how. But it's gonna happen. I mean, we can all look forward to that bullshit. You know, it's just when and where and how is the question. And you know, it's just really sad that people are so at each other's throats right now. When they should just be doing this, you know, just bullshitting with one another. And, you know, if people would just listen to each other instead of fucking hitting each other in the head with fucking locks and, you know, I don't know, man. It's just, it's really sad. It saddens me.
I mean, you know, if you agree with what we're talking about, if you don't agree with what we're talking about, man, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear some of y'all feedback on it because I mean, everybody has a voice in the situation, and you may not agree with what we're saying, which we 100% understand. If you do agree. If you don't, you don't. But I just want to hear what y'all got to say about it, and just like I said, give us some feedback on it.
Yeah, definitely leave a comment and tell us what you think. Like we said, and well, in a lot of our videos, like we said, you know, we're friends. We've always been friends. We always will be friends. We don't always agree on everything, but we don't have to. That's the beauty of this fucking shit. You know, you don't have to agree on every little aspect of your life, you know, to get along with people. And people need to remember that, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, please, you know, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment for us.
Thank you.